And welcome everyone to another edition of Yo Just Checking In. This is 90.9 WJAB's Zoom quarantine show. It's our way of staying in contact with what's happening here in the Tennessee Valley, the Huntsville area. Of course, we're practicing some definite social distancing because all this is on Zoom, right? But we definitely want to keep you updated on what's happening within our area as far as arts, news, and just all the good stuff that's going on. We are powered by WJAB 90.9 FM and WJAB.org. In case you haven't heard, now I've got two special guests on here with me, my brothers. If we were live in person, we'd probably be in hug number 4 or 5 right now because I just really enjoy the energy and the spirit of these two guys I have with me on the show today. They are representing Microwave Dave Foundation and also Microwave Dave Day Celebration 2020. There have been some adjustments that have had to take place due to COVID-19. We're going to find out all about that, the lineup, a little bit more about the foundation. So I want to welcome to Yo Just Checking In, Dennis and Evan. Guys, how are you doing?
Hello, everybody. Hey, JB. Hey, Joy. Hey, Joy. Everybody at JB. Everybody at A&M, the whole listeners. We love you all. We all love to come on JAB and talk.
Marcus, my brother, I'm with you all the way. Hug number 5 coming in for you. Joy and love, my friend. Thank you.
Guys, it's awesome to talk to you and catch up with you during this time. But first and foremost, let me ask, how have the two of you been during this, especially how the past 2 or 3 months have been going with COVID, coronavirus hitting everywhere? I guess, how are you guys doing and how are your families doing?
My family's doing great. Unfortunately, doing great means staying away from my parents. So being a hugging family like we are, yes. I haven't hugged either one of my parents in over 4 months now. And that doesn't do good for my soul or my heart. And I know it doesn't for them either. But for the love of them, we stay away. I've been able to a little bit of contact with some of the other family members. But, we're just doing the best that we can and staying smart and knowing that it's not over. We're still very much in the thick of it and wearing masks when we need to and socially distant continuing. I think a lot of people are kind of letting it slide a little bit, but right now we are still in the seriousness of this and we're treating it that way.
And for me, Marcus, I'm a corporate photographer and, my studio and stuff. So I've been laying low and doing some projects, trying to get some stuff going. And hate to say it, I've been spending a fair amount of time with Evan, so a little more than we normally do. But it's not a bad thing. He's my brother. Love him, hate him, but man, we got it going on. So we're doing pretty good here.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that, that you guys are doing okay. And Evan, I'm with you. I have not seen my mom in, sporadic spurts. So I'm with you at that 100% when it comes to the hugs. And in my case, getting spoiled by mom. Hopefully that'll happen later on this summer. But I think the cool thing about it is everyone understands it's not me being the horrible son staying away from her. We're doing the healthy, smart thing, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Guys, let's hop right into it. We know Microwave Dave Day is taking place on the 28th. We're just days away from a huge event. We know WJB in the past has loved being there in person, on the street, having our gazebo out there and just meeting and greeting so many people. One of the cool things I was telling someone about earlier about Microwave Dave Day is it's like a family reunion for me and my friends. There are people who I may not see throughout the year, but I see them at Microwave Dave Day. And of course, this year there's some changes that are taking place because of COVID-19 and things going digital/virtual. Could you guys talk a little bit about that?
Go ahead, Dennis.
Well, you know, we've had some challenges, and we've been looking at how we could socially accommodate this. You know, we have a board, a very diverse board of individuals that, you know, wanted to see something happen. We just didn't know what it was. Evan and I had got together and had talked to Danny and Susan at Tangled String about the potential of continuing our educational program, and I'll let Evan kind of fall in on that. But in doing so, just before we were going to record Microwave Dave for a virtual educational program, Danny and them had to shut down their studio to any kind of recording. So Evan called me one night in the middle of the night after both of us had had a few libations, and laid on me the idea of why don't we do a virtual Microwave Dave Day. And man, I didn't sleep that whole night thinking just what the possibilities would be and how we could pull it off. And the next day, Evan and I put our heads together and came up with what I thought was a pretty good game plan. And Evan, you can kind of expand on where we went from there. Evan,
Yeah,
are you
so,
there? Yeah, there you go.
Yes. So we, you know, this past year we had our 5th anniversary of Microwave Dave Day, and you know, every year, one of my goals, and I think we all share this for our live event, is can we do it without a major mistake? We can do little minor mistakes, but can we do it without a major mistake? And over the years, I feel like we have worked well together, our whole team, the whole foundation, whether it's previous members or present members. We have all chipped in together and created a live event that is so enjoyable for everybody and runs smoothly. And so thinking about doing something outside of a live event was a little daunting because we have been practicing for 5 years to a point where last year it just came together so beautifully. So now, in some ways, we are back to square one. Dennis and I have zero experience on a virtual event. Now, we do have experience creating and running an event as in the details are concerned, booking the musicians, booking the sound guys, Dennis doing the VIP, him and the other members doing sponsorship. And so all the elements are still there for this one. It's just in a different form, and we've had to learn different techniques and how to make it efficient for a final product that will be coming out on Sunday on the 28th. So we've had Danny and Ben Davis and Susan Davis and also Tommy Hodge, Prototype Media, on our team to help us kind of guide this ship down the virtual river. And it's been a learning process. Dennis and I have been frustrated many, many times, but also once we accomplish these individual small goals, it is so rewarding. And we both think that it is just going to love it.
Awesome. Now, guys, let me ask you, I'll start with Dennis first. When did you sit there and say, we're going to have to take this virtual? Because I was aware of the date, and I would wait for updates about Microwave Dave Day. We still got the posters hanging up at the radio station. So Microwave Dave is pretty much imprinted on my brain. In fact, I see Dave before this happened. It would be every Tuesday I would see Dave. So me and Dave come in contact with each other all the time. But what was the point where you said, okay, we're going to have to take this virtual? We can't wait any longer. Either we're going to go virtual or we're going to have to postpone / cancel. Dennis, when did you guys decide that?
Well, you know, we just a few weeks ago, I mean, matter of fact, I mean, it's been, to coin a phrase, it's been balls to the walls, man. Evan, like I said, called me one night after we'd had this disappointment with not being able to do our educational program and said, what do you think about this? And it was like mind blowing, man. I'm like, okay, that's cool. How are we going to do it? And then so we kind of gave Danny a call, Danny and Susan at Tangled Springs, and said, man, you need to help us out, how we can make this happen. We went through a lot of gyrations, a lot of what ifs, what can we do, what can't we do? And Then we talked to the board because they were a very important part of giving us some direction on what they felt we could do and should do and shouldn't do. One of which was, to make sure we were still following all the social responsibilities, playing true to what, was doing, and said, let's do this virtually. And unfortunately, avoid the community. Dave's mentioned that in a TV broadcast he just did about how bad it's going to be. One of my disappointments is going to be not being able to see you, Marcus, on the street, right out in front of the VIP area and having a great time. But
have a good time.
Yeah, brother, tell us. But Evan and I spent a fairly good amount of time trying to go through this. We had about 5 different scenarios what we could do, from Zooming the whole activity to recording it, and eventually with Danny and Susan's help, we came up with an idea that has, I believe, in Evan's words, is going to be one hell of an event virtually for us on June 28th.
Evan, let me ask you, let's jump ahead to the 28th. I'm looking at the lineup right now. Talk to us about some of the artists that we're going to see perform at Microwave Dave Day, because once again, these are some of the area's top artists, top performers that you're getting to get together for one heck of a show. Tell us about the lineup, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, and to preface before I talk about it, I would like people to know that in the regular live event that we do, I book over 50 musicians for that live event, and per Dave's request, and also our passion is how can we serve the community by displaying some of the new acts, the acts, the music acts that have not been displayed in public forum yet, or at least in a crowd like 1,500 people. So it really gives an opportunity for a lot of those up and comings. Now, we'll mix it with the veteran musicians like the Dave Andersons, Alan Little, Charlie Howell, Microwave Dave, and it's kind of a mix between the two. In booking for this specific one, first of all, we didn't have the 6 months planning period, which I have 6 months usually to phone calls and talk to other musicians about suggestions, whatnot. This was hey, we have 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks to book musicians very quickly. And so basically what our focus is what musicians can we bring that are familiar to the community in regards to their reach to other people. Not only their absolute insanely good talent, the lineup is just in my opinion, some of the best musicians in the country, not in Huntsville. These are musicians that are on the level of incredible musicians all over the country. Not only are they that good, but their reach to our community, which initially is our primary purpose for this event, is fundraising. So we had to connect with musicians that could connect with a broad a group of people that goes beyond just the city of Huntsville. We want people all over the country and all over the world to participate in this event. So that being said, we had to be a little bit more selective in this year's lineup in regards to that. So we believe that our musicians that are on that stage will reach all over and will help us bring in the donations that we need. We're losing a considerable amount of money not having our live event. So this is a last minute idea that we had to put together very quickly. And we're proud of the lineup. Everything's already been recorded. Dennis and I were there pretty much for the whole thing to see all the music. And it's some of the best of the best in Huntsville in regards to the quality of video, the quality of audio, and then, of course, everybody on board. We have, the list of 6 musicians or 6 groups. Then we have Microwave Dave and the Nukes being the headliners. And then we also have a special short all-star jam. We always have an all-star jam at Microwave Dave Day, so we have that as well.
Evan, I guess one of the things, it's a bittersweet type thing because, of course, I miss seeing you guys, but also I'm sure there will be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who are going to miss the opportunity to dance in the street, brother, like how we do. So they'll have to dance in their home, in their living room, and maybe their office, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you know, one of our favorite images of Microwave Dave Day is, and not everybody may know who she is, but the Howie family is a very long-standing family in the city of Huntsville, and a lot of people know who they are. And Mama Howie is kind of one of our poster childs for Microwave Dave Day. She would get out in her walker. I think she was over 90 years old last year, in her walker, and dancing and smiling. And it's just, it gave so much love to other people to see her loving it so much. Unfortunately, she passed away recently. Our love has been with the family, and we have been just really celebrating the remembrance of her experience. And so that's just an example of one of the things that we all love about the live experience. And so we're just going to take that energy and put it toward this one, and really hope that people will get up off their couches, man. Get up off your couches. And if you hear a song that makes you tap your toes, then don't just tap your toes. Get up and dance. Grab your kids and hold them and dance with them. You know, I'm sure none of us are doing as much dancing as we should. So hopefully people will take advantage of that with this lineup.
Dennis, we know the event is taking place this Sunday at 3 p.m. Now, how can they, number one, how can they view this Microwave Dave event? Because it's going to be a great one, folks. I mean, I'm looking at the lineup, and yeah, I'll be in the house definitely. Looking forward to it because the past few months have forced me to watch a lot more online concerts and music, and it is what it is. I can sit there and I can watch the concerts in my lounging pants if I choose to. But how can someone view the upcoming event, Microwave Dave Day 2020?
Well, you know, first off, I got to compliment Evan. He does a great job every year. This year, without a boat, he has definitely stepped up to the plate, trying to bring some really great talent with all the obstacles we encountered trying to get to this point. It's going to be an incredible virtual day of music with Victoria and Alan and Mike and Chris Simmons. I mean, dude, we have been sitting in the studio just going crazy every time that one of those came in the studio and recorded. So I personally am looking forward to that day. They can go. We're posting this everywhere. It's going to be on our Microwave Day Music Education Foundation YouTube channel. About every social media activity we've had, we're posting a link to that. They can find it on our Facebook page. They can find it on microwavedaveday.com page. We will have the specific link to the video, which will go live, if that is the right term for a virtual event, will go live at 3 o'clock. They can tune in earlier, but when the clock strikes 3, brother, get ready to rock and roll.
And guys, let me say this for everyone who's watching this interview and everyone who I know will tune in for the Microwave Dave Day event. As Evan said before, donations are needed for this event because the Microwave Dave Day does a lot for schools and music education. And we know how the arts, whenever something gets cut, we know what's the first thing that gets cut. It's the arts. And unfortunately, we don't want, we know there's going to be, as Evan said, a drop off. But I'm suggesting this, the same money that you would have used for a few libations or a few meals you would have used out in the live presentation, use that money and pledge it to the Microwave Dave Day Foundation. I think one of the biggest things that I smiled about, Evan, was when you guys participated in Dr. Seuss Day.
Yeah, that was our dear friend Cricket and I. We had talked for the past couple years about doing a celebration of some sort on Dr. Seuss Day, and it all these factors came into play, and we had such a good time. It was over at Lakewood Elementary, over off Maston Lake there, and we had Ingrid. And we had Aaron, and we had DJ, what is his name? Oh,
A-Twist.
Yes.
And
Chill
our
City.
man, Chill City. Chill
There
City.
you go.
Yes.
Chill
Sorry,
City.
Jordan. I remembered it now. Chill City, Chill City, Chill City. That's hashtag Chill City. That's
right.
his name. Look him up. So it was the first time that we had incorporated hip hop into our music program, and it worked incredibly well. We read Dr. Seuss to the students. We had them participate in rhyming exercises. So it really fell into place in what our project is all about. And our mission in this project is to create not only music performance, live performance in front of students that wouldn't normally get to see live performance, number one, but also number two, having something that creates a connection between the music and their learning process. So we actually research the standards of each individual grade and kind of talk to them about what they've been learning throughout the year and how that incorporates with these musicians in their lesson plan. So it was one of our favorite. We were all dressed in Dr. Seuss hats and wigs and thing one and thing two. And it's by far one of my favorite memories, and we'll do it every year. There's no doubt about it. I love Dr. Seuss, and I know the kid, I don't know a kid out there that does not love Dr. Seuss. So it's one of the examples of what we do, but beyond that, it is such a fun thing and such a thing that we feel that it's bringing the value of music and using music as a tool for learning and bringing that back. Like you said, when music and arts get cut out of budgets, when we come into school, we want to enhance that value and show that the budget should add money to the budgets of music and the arts.
Sam, I will not eat green eggs and ham.
I am. Yeah, I am.
The places you will go.
Hey, Marcus, if I might say, part of the situation for us is we've got some fabulous sponsors that have been with us from the beginning. Star Market. I had a discussion with Mark Russell from Russell Financial. Come to find out, he's been participating since day one as well. So we've had some great support. It was a little different this year as far as pulling our sponsors together, because we're still not sure what the future holds as far as Microwave Dave Day goes. There's a possibility later on down the road that we do something relative to this, but we had to focus and target on this. So Star Market, Mario's, and Liquor Express, and Mark Russell Financial has stepped up to the plate. But the great thing about the day is people are going to be able to donate. And again, our social media is going to have all kinds of potential availability for that to happen. Grub South, one of our great sponsors, is offering a free deal for food ordered during the time frame from Mario's and Humphreys, who, God help us, man, we are going to miss them this year, being on the street in front of that bar, having a great time. But, we've done what we could.
And let me make sure and clarify that that's not free food from Mario's or Humphreys. Oh, no, just making sure that is free delivery from Grub South if you order from Mario's or Humphreys. Please don't do that, because we'll be in big trouble if everybody thinks they're getting free food that day.
That was just wishful thinking, Evan, I guess. Yeah. Sorry about that, but yeah, free delivery.
You're all
free
good.
Delivery.
You're all good.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely want to thank the sponsors who have helped out Microwave Dave, not only for this year, but throughout the years, because Microwave Dave Day has become, within 5 years, an event that I have looked forward to. As I said, on a personal level, I work with Dave every Tuesday. So me and Dave see each other. We always have such genuine, loving conversations. So I really, when I call Dave a brother, I really, really do consider him that. And so once again, I'm going to ask everyone, once again, the money that you may have used buying a few drinks or buying some food or whatever, let's make sure that money goes to the Microwave Dave Day Foundation. To me personally, anything that helps kids, that helps the young people, and especially in the field of education, I'm behind 1,000%. So I'm definitely going to ask everyone that day to whatever money you were going to spend, if it was going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 or above, let's make sure it goes to the Microwave Dave Day Foundation. I know they're going to have information where you can Cash App, or you can send it in, or all that type of stuff. But let's make sure that we keep this going strong. Now more than ever, we're not going to let COVID-19 take out Microwave Dave Day. We just had to go virtual, right?
Virtual it is, my brother.
Guys, anything else as we're wrapping things up? Anything else you want our viewers to know about Microwave Dave Day 2020?
One thing, once again, when you mentioned JAB being at our live event, the last couple years, I'm going to miss that too. Having you enjoy trying to lasso me in for an interview while I'm running around the street. I think we tried it 4 or 5 different times and finally got it to happen. Those little things are just the things that it just gives me so much pride in that we do this together. We are a community, from the sponsors to the vendors and the booths and the radio stations and all the people out there in the city of Huntsville. That's what we love about this. This is not just our work. We do a lot of hard work, don't get me wrong, but this is a community event, and it always has been. So the pride that we all can have together in participating, knowing that our participation gives smiles and gives learning atmosphere for these children, is something we can all be proud of together. I mean, I'm terribly excited about it. The lineup is incredible. The production is awesome at Tangled String. It looks and sounds fantastic. So I really encourage people to connect beforehand. So at 2:30, start texting people. Say, hey man, 3 o'clock is when this is happening. Let's create a watch party on Facebook Live, or whatever connection that we can have watching it together will make it that community thing, even though it is hard and it's virtual. Whatever we can do to create that atmosphere, so at 3 o'clock, we are all watching it together.
Amen. 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 Guys, thanks so much for taking time out of your schedule. Like I said, if we were in person, it'd be selfies and some hugs going on right now. But I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and claim it. And we'll be doing this more sooner than later. But guys, thanks so much for going ahead and taking this virtual. It's a great lineup of individuals. You can find out more information by going to the Facebook page of Microwave Dave Day Celebration 2020. It will give you all the information that you need. Once again, this is this coming Sunday, from 3 to 7 p.m., Microwave Dave Day event, going virtual. I'm sure Dave is just smiling about that whole thing going virtual right now. Knowing Dave, I know this is probably just blowing his mind somewhat right now, but I think it's an awesome thing as well.
Marcus, we thank you. Thank you, WJAB, brother. Gonna miss you. Gonna miss those hugs, but we know you're gonna be with us somewhere, enjoying it, dancing in the sofa, my brother.
Yes, sir. Once again, we are powered by 90.9 WJAB and WJAB.org. Guys, thanks so much. We look forward to a fun, successful, and uplifting Microwave Dave Day event.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Thank you.